Here's the deal. Diners spend an average of 109 seconds reading your menu. If you design it tactfully, they will order your most profitable dishes during that little time. Today, I'm going to share with you psychological effects that deeply influence customer decision making. By the end of this video, you will know everything you need to design the perfect menu, a menu that is built to sell. Tip 1. Use the menu design matrix. To organize your menu strategically, begin by categorizing the dishes on your menu into the following 4 categories: stars, slow horses, puzzle, and dogs. Let's go to the first one, stars. High in profitability as well as popularity, stars are your best bets. You want to sell as many of these dishes as possible. These dishes would command the most prominent spaces on your menu and take precedence over all other dishes in terms of promotions. Next come the low horses. Low in profitability but high in popularity. Low horses are items that generate a huge amount of sales for your restaurant but not a huge percentage of profit. Naturally, these would not be your first preference when deciding which dishes to highlight most prominently on your menu. However, these would populate your menu in places that customers would likely eye after they have glanced at the most prominent spots on your menu. Then we have puzzles. High in profitability but low in popularity. Puzzles can bring in a lot of cash. They should be placed prominently on your menu. Promoting them well could eventually move some of them to the stars quadrant and allow them to benefit your business in a much more significant way. Last but not the least, we have dogs. Low in both profitability and popularity, dogs aren't ideal for your menu. You would be better off reworking or removing them entirely. This categorization can be aided by your staff since they would be well aware of the most popular dishes in your restaurant. Once you're done categorizing, you'd want to place the stars and puzzles at the most prominent places on your menu. But which are the most prominent places on your menu? Here's where tip 2 or the golden triangle comes into picture. A perfect restaurant menu should be designed to leverage a customer's reading patterns. Some studies suggest that there is a specific area on the menu that customers notice more than the others. This area, commonly known as the golden triangle, is the space at the center and the upper 2 edges of your menu. Populate the golden triangle with your most profitable items to increase the likelihood of those items being sold. Tip 3. Deploy negative spaces to your advantage. Negative spaces refer to the areas around a subject. In design, areas around a subject are intentionally left unpopulated to help emphasize it. By introducing pockets of negative space, you will naturally draw the reader's eye towards the featured item and make it look prominent. Aaron Ellen, a global restaurant consultant, adds that if a menu is full of text, the eye is more likely to be drawn towards open spaces. This means that items with the largest profit margins should be set apart by being surrounded by negative spaces. Tip 4. The rule of 7. The rule of 7 suggests that no more than 7 items should be listed on the front of your menu. You don't want to overwhelm diners with too many options and make it hard for them to come to a decision. Instead, you want to make it as easy for them to order as many items as possible. Applying the rule of 7 allows you to achieve just that. You should also consider the number of dishes that you can actually make well and that can offer you the kind of profit margins your business needs. Tip 5. Remove the rupee sign. According to pricing analysis specialists, taking out the currency sign from a menu item is much more effective than keeping it in. Customers are more likely to purchase something if they are not reminded of the fact that it costs money. Researchers at St. Andrews University in New York decided to remove the dollar sign from their menus only to find that students eating lunch spent considerably more when they were presented with a menu that did not include the currency sign. Tip number 6. Dotted lines are deadly. Dotted lines leading from one menu item to its price are a cardinal sin in menu design. Thanks to these lines, customers simply read down the prices on the right side of the menu to find out the dishes available at low price points and match the cost with the dish name towards the left. How do we fix this? By nesting the price right after the meal's description in the same font size so that the customer's eyes just glide right over it without making it the primary decision maker. It may look improper to you at first, but you certainly don't want to make it convenient for your customers to order the cheapest dishes in your restaurant. Tip number 7. Introduce an anchor. Place an incredibly expensive item at the top of your menu. This anchor would make everything else seem very reasonably priced, and this would encourage your customers to order more dishes because they think they are reasonably priced. Tip 8. Charm pricing. Have you seen dishes priced at $485 instead of a $500 or $785 instead of an $800? This is typical charm pricing in play. The human brain sees that initial 4 and initial 7 and makes the mistake of assuming that the dish essentially costs 400 something or 700 something rupees. This difference accounts for a huge boost in conversion rates. Tip number 9. Longer descriptions sell food. Elaborate, detailed descriptions sell nearly 30% more according to one Cornell study. The more copy you write on the menu item, the less it costs in a customer's mind because they tend to think that you are giving them more worth for their money. Customers also rate the more thoroughly described dishes as tasting better. Tip number 10. Use words that your customers love. Adjectives like farm-raised or locally sourced are big turn-ons for customers in the US. Using these words helps you increase the perception of the quality of the dish. Apart from these, use words that trigger nostalgia. We all have that one meal that takes us back to the good old childhood days. Use this tendency to your advantage by adding dishes like Grandma's Dal Chawal. Alluding to past time periods can bring in happy memories of family and tradition, a study says. Customers tend to like the feeling of having wholesome and traditional food because they sure don't make it now the way they used to earlier. And that's about it. 10 psychological tips to design a killer restaurant menu. We've penned down a comprehensive guide that shares steps to design a menu, tools you can use to design it, and samples you can take inspiration from. Check out the link in the description to view it. And if you found this video helpful or intellectually stimulating in any way, please let us know your thoughts in the comment section and press the like and share button. Thank you so much for watching.